Okay, I don't know how long I'm going to last here with how many bugs are swarming me right now, but let's talk about a touchy subject, which is death. Um, Death consumes everything in this life. It consumes the plants, consumes animals, consumes us human beings. Death consumes life itself. Now, there are many people that are afraid of death, and reasonably so. I understand why you would be, especially if it were to be like a scary death, like falling off a mountain or something like that. Yeah, that's scary. Or getting shot. Yeah, that's scary. But death has this certain misconception, I feel like, to where it's made out to be the scariest thing life has to offer. And I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Because, like I said, everything dies. And after death, there's always rebirth. For plants, they spring up the next year. For animals, their young is born. And for us human beings, sorry, there's a big old bug on me. For us human beings, it's more or less the same thing as the animals. We all move on to different lifetimes, right? So yeah, I don't know. Death is still something I'm trying to understand. But it's also something that I'm trying to be less afraid of as I grow older. Because the other thing with death and life itself is you never know when your last moment is. You could feel so insanely safe at any given point, and then the very next moment, you die. And I feel like there has to be some sort of peace that you come to coexist with in that sense, because it can happen at any moment. And so, yeah, you could go your whole life thinking about and dreading the day that you die. But what good does that do you know? I mean, this is your only life in this body as the person that you are, your name, your identity. And just remember, none of that is you. Your soul is you. You could look at our human body as a rental, right? I'm here renting this body, this name, Caden, for this lifetime that I'm in. You know? See, oh my gosh, there's so many flies. Good thing they're not horse flies, they're just regular flies. Like, another thing to think about is, like, who are you really on the deepest level? Like I said, you're not your name, you're not your body, you're not your voice, you're not your head. You aren't created by the circumstances you grew up in. You aren't restricted to one personality or the other. There's a freedom in being who you are because there's a freedom in your soul. I don't know, I could just be yapping right now. I'm just trying to understand life better, have more clarity. I don't know if people around my age think about stuff like this very much, but to me, I've always had this sense that there is a certain magic in this life, in this world, in this universe that most humans cannot comprehend, that they're not conscious of. Whether that's because they're living in fear, lack, and doubt, or they're just not ready to experience that. And I want to experience that. And I don't even know if I'm fully ready yet, so. Ow, that one bit me. Okay, I think it's time to end this. I'm getting swarmed. That could have just been an absolute rambling, and it probably was, but that's okay. I'm just glad to be here on this day and in this moment and to be experiencing this. So yeah.